Okay.
And the Cardinals have stolen the lead. Short right hand. There's a right uppercut by Dan. Jackson keeps, gets it, and gets by.
To be champions and we deserve this. We rose to the moment and here we are.
All right. We live. The intro didn't
All right.
play. All right.
Welcome, everybody, to the Long Distance Playbook. This is the first day of August, and we got great sports for you this week. Today's host is going to be me, Mr. J, here in Italy, and we got Jeff down in Florida. Mason in Texas, he's still getting settled, and we have Big Chris over there in Germany. He is off for this week. He's somewhere talking to Sam Ace Rothstein, getting everything ready for the football season. I hope you're ready for the football season. I hope you're ready for great sports. We had a great week. We had a great, outstanding week of sports. But we missed a few weeks. So with that being said, Jeff, can you get all our viewers caught up with what we missed over the last week or so?
Let's see what we missed over the last week or so. First and foremost, we never discussed Spain winning the World Cup. Obviously, everyone's aware of that now in a game where they dominated, in my opinion, dominated Argentina. And it seemed like the whole world, it was Argentina versus everyone else. Spain dominated the game, ended up winning in extra time. Still had a couple of things that took place that definitely raised some question marks in regarding it, Argentina and the powers that be pulling for Argentina. Yeah. Definitely some eye-opening things, but justice prevailed. I can call it.
It raised some eyebrows. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to raise some eyebrows.
I got you, like The Rock. Yeah. Look, but justice prevailed, and Spain won, who was the most dominant team, went through the entire World Cup with only giving up one goal. So hats off to Spain. Definitely deserved. I think they were the European champions 2 years ago, and now they're the world champions. People are gonna have to figure out a way to beat them, because it's not like they have an old team. They got young players, and they just know how to, whatever you do best, they know how to take it away from you, and they know how to grind you out. So congratulations to them. I think that last weekend was the last weekend that we will not have football. That's right, for a long period of time. So we're getting ready for that, especially when it comes to our bets, and to see who has the most wins at the end of the season, both from college football and NFL. Because some people's claim to fame is that they won last year. I'm gonna say, hey, I came in late, and my percentage and both was higher than theirs, but now we'll all start from the beginning, and then I'll end up winning, and then we'll hear what excuses they come up with next.
You're very confident, but it would be nice if you were that confident in your fantasy team.
We talking about practice, not the game. Not the game. We talking about practice.
Hey, you have to admit, over the last 10 years, fantasy football has grown just as much as, picks and everything.
Probably more so. Like I played
like up there.
I play in some leagues. I've like $500 a team, and that every week there's money coming out. So, and then I'd be remiss not to mention LeBron, Raymond James. His middle name Raymond, something like that. I'd be remiss not to mention LeBron James,
The Frenchman, LeBron.
And
LeBron.
and decided to take the talent to Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting. That was an interesting pick, in my opinion. It is definitely the team that has is most likely to win. But I'm interested to see how he and Jaylen Brown can coexist. Because if Jaylen wants to be the alpha, which he said last season was his favorite season, and he wants to be 1A and 1B, how is he going to coexist with LeBron, who it doesn't matter where he goes, and essentially be that 1A option, even at 41, almost 42 years old? So I'm sure we're going to get into that. I don't know if you want to get into it now or if there's other things along the way.
Oh yeah.
What else? We miss anything else?
What about anybody passed away recently or anything like that?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, well, so in soccer news, Italian great Franco Baresi passed away a couple days ago, age of 66. Obviously Italian legend, AC Milan legend, legendary defender, one of the best that's ever done it. Fantastic player for many years. Yeah, 66, died way too young, but a fantastic player and role model for a lot of Italian players. I imagine that a lot of defensive players wanted to mold themselves after him. So rest in peace to Franco Baresi.
Well, yeah. It's a shame because you know how soccer is so big, football around the world, and it's very important, especially in Europe, and how they follow and how they try to get to that biggest stage, whether it's the World Cup or Euros or any other of the Premier Leagues. It's always on the very top of the list when it comes to sports, especially there.
Got one more. I got one more. If you haven't seen Raising Canaan, close your ears right now. But Uncle Marvin, he's out of there. He's out of there. Even Uncle Marv is gone.
I can't believe it. Uncle Marvin. And you know what? I thought he was going to, I didn't think it was going to be there. I thought it would be like him snacking on something. And he choked on a chicken bone. So he choked on.
Because he's always eating. He's always eating.
Yes. But yeah, and some like snaps and pops. They were gone as well.
That's right. Snaps and pops. Y'all out of there too.
And for the limited time they were on there, they always stole the show. Whenever they had something witty to say, very smooth, making moves behind the scenes. And like from the top, Wendell Pierce, he's a very underrated actor.
Absolutely.
A lot of people remember him from Waiting to Exhale, doing a little dance move with Layla Rashawn. But Wendell Pierce, he's always been a very great actor. And what about The Wire? Remember him in The Wire?
Yes, sir.
So
he's great in The Wire. Even on the Jack Reacher thing on Netflix, both the series.
Jack Reacher, he was on Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Yep. So he always, I think, class actor, but he's out of there.
So if you have a board, or you're following along at home with Kanan, the people that he's taken out in his family, because he's trying to be the last Stark.
Last one standing, like the last Stark. Exactly.
The last Stark, Thomas, and the family. Well, guess what? He's that much closer to getting it done because we can see the future. We know how many of his, people in his family that he has taken out. So,
yeah,
unbelievable. It's just the way it went down and how things happen so fast. That's right. The Power universe is expanding, and Origins is coming out soon. So you're going to see they're going to bring young Tommy and a young James St. Patrick, and see how everybody could coexist
together.
And how does Breeze and Kanan how they ended up when we first see Tommy and Ghost in Power.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all know, it's official from yesterday. Kanan is worse than Tariq. Hands down. Kanan is worse than Tariq.
Oh my God. Yeah. People have problems with Tariq. But now that we see Kanan, wow. So is there any type of way that you see Unique coming back, or Unique stays gone? Because Unique made the best move by him leaving.
That's it.
Let everybody else wipe themselves out.
Right. So, but I think Unique's moving it on, but I'm trying to figure out, I don't know how he and his girl are going to coexist. Because you know what Unique is? Unique is James St. Patrick when he was trying, but in reverse. Because in Power, James St. Patrick, I'm trying to go legit. And my chicken head wife, Tasha, and my dumb son are the ones that keep dragging me back into stuff. In this case, hey, he's trying, he don't know what he can do other than be on them streets. And his lady trying to steer him in the right direction. So that's just going to be a battle of who is going to, he's going to need some good things to happen to him in order for him to stay on the straight and narrow. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, back to sports. That was a good little segue. We had a little chance to talk a little Power because you know what? Yeah, it's one of those you can't miss moments when you see one of those what we've been watching the last 6-7 years.
6-7 years, something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Kane is the worst.
Yep. All right. Well, look, you ready to get it started?
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
All right. So, Mason's not here, so we found a little something that he just really dear to his heart. There was a championship in women's tackle football over the last week or so, and our very first, our show's been on since last October, and our very first guest was Reagan Jefferson. Not sure if y'all remember her or not, but she was here. She played flag football with the Force. She won a couple championships with us, and she took her talents to Minnesota, to the gridiron, to play tackle football. And she's been very successful at doing that. And in the Women's Football Alliance Pro Champions, that's right, Pro Championship, Minnesota Vixen beat the Pittsburgh Passion 42-14. And if you were lucky enough to catch it on ESPN2, that's right, it was aired on ESPN2 July 25th. You would have seen them take apart Pittsburgh piece by piece. And as you can see, this is Reagan in our photo, in our little slide here. Just an amazing, story. Just because, we were so close and we were able to see one of our own raise that trophy and just do phenomenal things. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to the league. It's growing. It's getting more notoriety. And you probably can't see that there, but Jeff, can you see what trophy she's holding and what the name is on the trophy?
Franco Harris Trophy, WFA Pro National Champion. I see it.
Yes. I mean, everybody who knows football knows Franco Harris and the legend of Franco Harris and what he's meant to the sport. So hopefully we'll get Reagan on because it's football season. So hopefully sometime we can get a hold of her. She can come on and talk about a little bit about Minnesota football, the journey through the season, give us a little hard knocks, what she had to go through to get her spot and to get her shine, and talk about a few of her players and a little bit about the league. So congratulations to them. And we'll go ahead, we'll move on to the military.
There we go.
All right. So, and their very first, everybody knows that we're going to have flag football in the Olympics in 2028. So, what they're doing now, they are, how should I say this? They're trying to get everybody ready. And what they're doing is they're putting on championships because before it was just softball and some of the other sports that we've been doing, but now they are taking it very serious. And we had our very first Armed Forces Flag Football Championships. That's right. You had the Army, Navy, Marines. Whew.
You forgot one.
Yeah, Air Force.
Look, how you gonna be like,
Well, I'm an Army guy.
I got it, but if I'm looking at these scores, who won?
Okay, so if we'll go ahead and let everybody know that the Armed Forces Flag Football Championship, the Army men and the Army women came in second place. So that was very, very good. That's the best way I can describe it.
Hey, brother, come on, man. What are you doing?
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm gonna give it to them. The Air Force won both men's and the women's. And
on that note, Jay says Jay shutting off because they beat Army in the finals both times.
And I've been around a lot of Air Force bases, and they take their sports very seriously. And yeah, they're no joke. No joke. And one of the players on the Air Force women's team, Eve Robertson, she played in the league here in Vicenza, and she won numerous awards. So I'm definitely not surprised that the Air Force got the job done. And we have some footage and we have pictures that you can see. You can take a look. But yeah, it was very great to see her get her championship. So we have Robertson, we have Jefferson going on and doing great things. Right now, Robertson, she's back in Ramstein Air Force Base. So she's playing in leagues there. So she's going to keep playing. and they're super excited about the progression of flag football. And you never know, some of these players they might eventually keep playing, and maybe they'll be able to play on the Olympic team in what a couple years, if not 30, 2032. But these sports are growing, and they're getting more traction. So it's great for us to keep putting it out there and supporting them.
Yeah, and look, if everyone didn't realize, it's big. And if you can't play flag football, it's a reason why you had the NFL players a few months ago play flag football. People actually play flag football. And they lost. With as good, as great as athletes as they are, there's a certain way that you play flag football that is not conducive to NFL or college or any type of tackle football, even with how people how the guys got low and kind of like dragged their legs when they were still running, just so they were changing the plane of their flags. Man, like you really have to do that in order to be good at it.
Yeah, it's an art, and it's not tackle football.
It's
And once
not
people realize that, yeah.
it's not tackle football.
So moving right along, Jeff. Now I'm not going to make the same mistake as the great Chris Hunt, but can you give us our soccer red card report?
Yeah, things starting to pick up in the soccer world now that the World Cup's over. From a club perspective, starting to see some big transfers, and you're starting to see some preseason games. So things are starting to pick up. I'm happy to see that. Premier League, you have quite a few people changing places. See if I can maneuver this in my screen. Because apparently I just broke something. There. Yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. One thing that went on was with all the calls of Gianni Infantino, who is the head of FIFA, he tried to monetize more money for the World Cup, but by doing it in a way that was really, really, something seemed really, really off. It seemed crooked. It seemed corrupt. We had someone just join us.
I guess
we'll get back to the red card report. Let's bring him out. You know who the guest is?
it's a champion.
It's
It's
a
the champion of champions. It's the creme de la creme. It's the great. It's the spectacular Chris Robertson.
Yes, sir.
We thank you. We thank you for stopping by to rub in Air Force beating the Army. Go ahead. Take it.
Hey, he's hurt. He's so hurt. He didn't want to talk about it at all. So, hey, the floor is yours. He's so hurt. Talking about Army came second. He couldn't came first.
And both the men and women's at that.
Exactly. So tell us about it. Like, how was it? How was the competition?
Yes, sir. So I think because it was the first year ever, a lot of people really didn't know about it. So a lot of the people that were like playing on all teams, they've never played flag football before, or they come from different backgrounds of sports. So like mainly for our Air Force team, we had a lot of basketball and soccer players, which is good because like for the
Athlete.
soccer, the footwork, yeah, this for soccer, the footwork translated on the field. We just really had to work on hands, or there were a lot of defensive players. And then
Yep.
for basketball, it's kind of the same thing. Like it just translates really good with how quick you got to be on your feet in basketball, the hand and eye coordination and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, a lot of people hadn't heard about it, and we got a lot of people that were asking us as we were actively going through trial camps and stuff like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Wait, Jay, you ain't got nothing to say? He's so hurt. He is so hurt.
Look, I was very happy that they won. And
See,
the hard work that goes
they
along with
won.
it. I know that.
You ain't said it once.
Congratulations. Yes. And you can see I have the Force. She was with the Force.
I was
So
playing with the Force and Army team.
and can you tell Jeff about you and Reagan and how the connection that you two had when y'all played and how y'all just steamrolled the competition? Because he don't know.
He
Oh,
said y'all
man.
hurt some people's feelings. He was
Like
like
if it was me and Reagan and we was on the field, we was most likely like skunking people. Like it was blowout games, like to where it was 30-0 most of the time we played. And it would be like early game over, or maybe they got one touchdown. But like me and Reagan, like I don't know how to explain it. Like she's just one of those players where I know as a quarterback, if we in trouble, I could throw it, and it don't gotta be the most perfect pass. I know she's gonna go do her best to get it. And our connection on the field, like most of my highlight videos I submitted to join this team for the first round of tryouts was virtual, and most of my footage was me throwing the ball to her to try out for quarterback.
that's what's up. So you QB, she wide receiver?
Yes, sir. And then I
Okay.
had to throw in because I tried out for quarterback, wide receiver, and safety. So all my clips where I was wide receiver, she was throwing the ball to me.
Yo, and they ain't figured that out. Hey, wait, something wrong here. We can't have these two on the same team.
Yeah, she unfortunately she's a dependent, so she's not in the military, so she wouldn't have been able to participate in this anyways. But I did have her support. She was messaging me the whole time, like, "Oh, this is a dope experience. I'm so happy." for you." And then at the same time, her team won the championship too, as well. So we was both celebrating the same weekend.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, hey, because Jay was telling us about,
Mm.
he was telling me about how bad y'all used to beat teams. Like bad. He was like, at one point, our defense had scored more points than like every team that we had played against. And I'm like, so did you play both ways?
Yeah, I did. I played safety as well. So my ending of my tryout clips was me playing safety and running, jumping, and picking off balls and running it back.
Yeah. High IQ, always knows where the ball's going to be on defense. And on offense, she knew the right times to pull the, if the mind wasn't open, that back foot hits, wasn't open, and she could see, you know what, the defense is lacking. They're not disciplined. She would, boom, gone.
Oh,
And then she had these moves that you see the flag gone.
Spin
She
move, that
was
spin move.
hips, spin move, and boom. If you were flat footed trying to pull her flag, it's over.
right.
Over.
Hey, people didn't know you got to kind of get in front of somebody and slow them up so you can grab. If they shifty like that, you got to get your body in front of them so you have time to get your hand where the flags are. Otherwise, they gone and you grasping that air like, hey, I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, for my teammates that were all like mainly basketball players, that's how I explained it to them. I was like, hey, on defense, it's just like boxing out. You run up to them, you break down face first, and then look at the flag and pull the flag from the top. Don't pull it from the bottom. Your hand will slip
Nope.
off.
It's
And so
gonna
that's
get right.
our defense, the last 2 days of our tournament, they really stepped up, and they're the reason that we even made it to the championship because they were on lockdown when the offense was off, and we don't know what happened the last day of the camp, but our offense was just off for some reason. And then we just had to have a conversation during halftime and be like, hey, stop thinking about it too much. Go in and have fun. We came in the first day and had fun, and we beat the Army like 29-12 or something like that, and the
Say that
Marines
again.
by even
What, what-
more.
what was the score? What
I think
was
it was like
the score?
29-12 day one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
So I know you got to the end zone.
Wait. Hey,
Look.
this,
Jeff,
Jay,
I'm telling
this is
you,
for you.
she's special.
That's for you.
She's special.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you recognize that because looked like she wore out your team. So, but overall, the experience was good. Like, from this being new
Mm.
and you guys building on this, you expect it to be that much better a year from now? Do you think it's going to continue to raise awareness, more people get interested, and more people practice for flag football? Because one of the things we talked about was you can play tackle football. It's different than playing flag football. The skill set you need and how you play, like, it needs to be based on flag football. You think it's going to grow next year and be even more competitive? And
I
are you
think
going to
so
be involved?
because there was no like social media advertisement leading up to this. The only reason I found out about it is because one of our old players, she used to play on the All Air Force basketball team, and she was looking to go back for tryouts, and she had sent me the link, and she was like, "Hey, they got a flag football team this year." And I was like, "Nah, I didn't know it." So I actually got interviewed by our social. We had a single social media lady. She was over all of our Air Force games, men's and women's, and she was making us like do trends and do little interviews, and she was out there recording us every single day. And she posted on like Instagram's "My Air Force Life" is what the tag is, and like everybody's like, "How do I get into this?" Somehow we made it on the Airman NCO page. Somebody submitted pictures and they posted about it. So a lot of people are asking about it. Even while we was actively having tryouts, we was having tryouts on Fort Sam and Lackland base, which are both training bases. So like people walking by would ask us questions and be like, "Hey, what are y'all doing? Like, what's
Going
going
on?
on? What is
Yeah.
this for?" So like it's gotten a lot of traction since we've done it. So I think that in February is the next time we're gonna do it. So not even a whole year from now. And in February, when it happens again, I think there's gonna be more applications. So it's gonna be a harder competition. And I think too, it's not gonna be a mixture of athletes that have never played before, don't have any football experience. I think it's gonna be actual either flag players or people that play tackle and at least know like the fundamentals of football.
Okay. So you're running it back next year. You're
Mhm.
already saying that the competition is going to be harder.
Yes, sir.
What about your squad? What are
I
y'all
don't
gonna
know because there's
What are y'all gonna do between now and then? What are y'all gonna do
oh
between now and then to get better? How about that?
So me personally, I started a women's varsity flag football team for Ramstein Air Force Base where I'm stationed at right now. Same way I
Okay.
did when I was in Italy in Aviano. But this is actually a base travel team. So right now we're currently going through a change. So we're gonna fall under a private organization and we're gonna be a year-round team. So we got
Oh,
funding, we got sponsorship, and we're about to
that's
get new
what's up.
jerseys and get a whole new remodel.
Okay.
We There's already a men's team under this private organization, so basically our women's team is just gonna mirror them. So I'll be playing flag football year round now.
That's what's up.
Um, Hopefully
You
around
got
Super Bowl season, our team will come down to Italy and play in his tournament that he does every Super Bowl season. And then actually in like 2 weeks, like August 23rd, I have a basketball tournament. So I'm gonna be playing sports year round. So I just gotta figure out which one I'm gonna participate in when the time comes. But I think for right now, basketball is gonna be my secondary sport. I'm gonna just solely focus on flag football up until February. Then I'm gonna go try out again, just like everybody else.
Well, we're gonna need you to keep us informed and in loop with stuff so that we can put it out there as this
Okay.
stuff continues, so that I don't find out about it after the fact. Because I
Yes,
found
sir.
out about it this morning, and I'm like, "Yo, let me put all this stuff together right here." Jay's like, "Hey, can you put this stuff together real quick?" Yeah, and put it up there. We're gonna talk about it. And next thing I know, I'm like, "Oh wait, we got a guest." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?"
Yes,
So
sir. I actually just woke up because I just landed back in Germany today from my flight from Dallas.
that's what's up. That's what's
So,
up.
so Jeff,
Yeah.
now we talked about her chemistry with Reagan. Tell us, tell him and the viewers about the chemistry you had with, I forgot, your basketball player that we transformed into flag football. She's 6'2", right?
She's 6'3", 6'4". Yeah,
She's 6'3", 6'4".
we had
Played basketball, and we were working with her hands, we were working with her footwork, and
Well, see,
she improved a lot.
here's what I
Just
don't
yeah
the time
understand.
that,
Gianna Copeland, Gigi.
Because look,
yes.
if she's a basketball player, like that's why I thought it'd be a great skill set, because you got to learn how to high point a rebound, right? You
Yeah,
know what your reach is, how far you can extend, and how high you can jump. you know how you can get the ball at the highest at the peak.
Apex.
Yeah, at the apex. So I'm like, yeah, if you can do that, hey, especially down in the red zone, hey, I got
And how many red zone touchdowns did she have with you?
Man, especially when we played against the Italian local national teams, because we had a transition from playing our American flag football rules when we play on our field, and anytime we went to their facilities, we had to play by international rules. So it was a hard transition for both of us because one, I'm a scramble quarterback. I could throw on the run, and if I get in trouble, I had that spin move, like he said, so I would just take off. But when
Yep.
we played in their facility, we had to like figure out like we put a running back there with me, do the double shotgun center. But we had put Gianna Copeland as the center. So literally all it would do is she would hike the ball to me. I would look to see if the receivers open. They weren't. I would just throw it to her right, wide open in the middle. Or like she would have like 3-4 people on her. All she had to do was like either put her hand up and catch it or just jump a little bit. And they
Yep.
couldn't stop her. So they was getting so frustrated because she was so tall. And they were like maybe like to right here on her max.
Hey, she little boy and people. Hey, little girl, get off me. Little boy, get off me.
Yeah,
That's it.
literally.
That's it. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's a good, very, very good memories. It's a shame you had to go over to Germany, but we're definitely gonna look forward to you coming back to Italy. And we're gonna,
Yeah.
we'll have something for you. I'll make some baked beans and some potato salad. You know.
Yeah. As long as your son's out on the field, that's all we ask. A little special guest.
Yes.
I'm surprised he ain't in the background right now.
Mm,
He like to show up
yeah.
and show out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he used to participate in our practices. He gets to get on that line with us and run.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey,
And the
well,
spin move.
I just want to say congratulations because I mean I don't care. Like it's a championship, and we should. What are we gonna call it? The Armed Forces Championship? Is that what?
Yes, sir. It's called DAF, so Department of Armed Forces Championship. I'm just happy to be like a part of history, like first ever, and then we just both happen to win gold. Like that's like the best outcome we could have all like hoped and wished for.
And think about it like this: you said you're the first, right?
Yes, sir.
Your name goes down forever in that when people go back to it, because from this point forward, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's an
Yes,
Olympic
sir.
sport now. So when people
sir.
go back, like your name could literally be a trivia question. It could be a sports trivia question, which is crazy.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations to you. That's awesome.
Thank you, sir.
She keep calling me sir, and I keep wanting to turn around and look see if my dad's behind me.
I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas.
I got
so
all
it's
this, but I'm like, she keep calling me sir.
Hey,
yeah. I would say I would work on it, but it's not gonna happen.
I got you. It's all good.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go. We appreciate you stopping by. And what we'll do is we'll get back with you probably in January. You can let us know how things are shaping out, getting ready for the Super Bowl and the second annual Armed Forces Flag Football Championships.
Yes, sir. Will do. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, and let us know if something comes up between now and then that y'all got going on, so that we can keep track of that too.
Okay, yes, sir. We'll do.
And we'll put it out there. We'll put it out there, and hopefully raise some awareness to it.
Yes,
And one of our other hosts is in Beesbot, so it's basically right down the street.
Yeah, that's not too far.
All right. Well, hey, get some rest. Get rid of that jet lag. You know you got. Sorry, Air Force don't have formations, but I know you probably got work on Monday, so.
Yes, sir, I do. I gotta catch up on my sleep.
There you go.
All right, thank you for having me, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah. Always good to have them stop by.
I changed our background.
There you go. So I'm surprised because really I thought it was just going to be like a little thing where he just shows up. But Tony Danza being on the show, I thought he was going to get killed. One of the first
I thought he was killed a long time ago.
Because a lot of these shows will have somebody famous on the show just because, okay, we want to get some eyeballs on the show. We're going to kill them off, but, they'll be gone. and all of a sudden he's 3 seasons in, and he's still on the show.
He's still going.
And same thing with Joe Paglioni, or whatever his name is, the guy who played in The Matrix and played in Bad Boys, the Lieutenant in Bad Boys.
Yeah. Now, I didn't think he was going to get off, though. So, and why is he looking the same age as he was Bad Boys 1, 2, 3, 4?
He was in Sopranos, too.
Yeah. So, he looked the exact same, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, so what do you? Okay, switching gears. This is August 1. We talked about flag football. NFL's coming up. College is coming up.
Yep.
What are you looking forward? The NFL Hall of Fame game starts next week, which probably nobody's going to watch. But some of the Hall of Famers are coming in there. My boy Roger Craig. It was about time that he got in.
Real talk. Roger Craig is someone who, when I grew up, obviously I'm a Tony Dorsett fan. He's my favorite player of all time. But when I looked at how if I had to pick someone who I thought his skill set mirrored Tony Dorsett's and the way that he ran, like Roger Craig to me fit that. I loved watching Roger Craig play. Loved watching him play. As a matter of fact, I think once upon a time I may have had one of his jerseys just because I liked the way he played. Legit. So I'm glad he did make it into Hall of Fame, because I think that's well deserved. That team, those 49ers teams don't beat Dallas teams, are not as good if Roger Craig is not in that backfield.
Yeah. He was the ultimate. If you're going to double Jerry Rice and you're going to do all these things,
John Taylor and no. You can't stop them all, because otherwise Roger Craig going to start getting off on you. And that's what, to me, that's what created that balanced offense. Because, all right, hey, we gonna shell in the back and worry about John Taylor and Jerry Rice. All right, well then Roger Craig getting 7-8 yards of pop on you. Okay, well, now we're going to sit there and do something different. All right, we're just going to drop it off to him out of the backfield. And you think you're going to stop him 2-3 yards, and he's shifty as a mug. And he going to have your linebacker grasping that air, and you're going to catch him 17, 18 yards down the field. Legit. Like, I'm a true fan of Roger Craig's, man. No question about it.
Oh, yeah. So, this is probably the first time and only time that we're going to be talking about this team. So Chris isn't here. Mason's not here.
Yep.
Well, the Hall of Fame is going to be where?
I don't even know. Where is it? Where is this year?
It's always in the same spot. It's always in Canton, Ohio. And that's near Cleveland.
Yep.
Okay, so here's our Cleveland Brown minute. All right. So we're looking at their quarterbacks. We have Sanders, Watson, Gabriel, and Green. Who wins this, the starting position, you think?
If I'm the coach and it's close, right? If it's close between Deshaun and Shador, because for me, I'm trying to trade Dylan Gabriel. Hey, trade him to Atlanta since that coach liked him, right? And they want left-handed quarterbacks anyway. So trade him to Atlanta. But for me, if it's close, I'm picking Shador. You have a young tight end, a young running back. You traded away Myles Garrett. So obviously you're building for the future. For me, let me get the quarterback who, one, has a 5th-round contract. He's got a 5th round. His contract is that of a 5th-round player. Let me have him. I'm going to have him for another 2 years before I have to do anything contract-wise with him. And let me see if he can build with these other young players, similar to that we've seen in other teams. And I'm going to refer back to the Cowboys when you had Aikman and Irvin and Emmitt Smith, right? Started off as a terrible team, but they grew together. And because each one of them was a dog in their own right, they learned how to win together and developed and became a very successful team, right? If it's close, I'm picking Shador. I'm just not sure. Now, we'll see. Can Deshaun get back to the player that he was in Houston? Because if Deshaun goes back to that player, I'm not sure if Shador has that at his peak. Like, I don't know if he's able to get that good because for me, Deshaun was maybe at that time he may have been a top 3 quarterback in the league in Houston, and especially when it came late in the game, that man might as well have been Captain Clutch because that dude played huge late in the game. So I don't know if it's close though. I go Shador, and like that just makes more sense to me because I want to build that team. I want to build that team, and I got a bunch of young players. That's my core. Let me build them around. Let me build around those players. And if Shador plays out this season and he doesn't play well, this season is supposed to be heavy, college football wise. The draft is supposed to be heavy and high talent quarterbacks. That's what I would do.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to get your opinion because I want to be talking about Cleveland. So.
Let me give you a side note of what I really want to happen. I want Jerry Jones to trade for Shador. Right? You draft him as a 5th round pick, we'll give you a 4th round pick for him. And I want Shador to sit behind Dak this season. Because I want Shador to potentially be the quarterback of the future. Because Dak's contract next year his contract hit is going to be $80 million. Right? It's $80 million.
He's worth it. He's played well. $80 million.
Dak has definitely played well. He doesn't play well in the clutch. Well, in playoffs. But you can't have $80 million going to someone who
one player.
Right. And so the only way you get out of that is if you rework his contract, which means we will be stuck with Dak for another 4 to 5 years. I would have gotten out from underneath the Dak a couple years ago. And Jerry played his hand and lost. So for me, I'm trading for Shador. I'm letting him sit and develop. And then next season, I'm cutting Dak and going in a new direction. Because I can't, if he doesn't win this year, right? If he doesn't win, at least take us deep into the playoffs. That's 10 years with Dak. He hasn't even gotten us to the NFC Championship game. And look, it's not all his fault because he's had some really bad defenses, but it is what it is.
And the teams that they lost to, I wouldn't say the team that he lost to, they weren't like terrible teams. I mean,
no, but you've had a decade. You know what I mean? You've had a decade. So regardless if the defense wasn't what it's supposed to be, or the offense line wasn't what it's supposed to be, or the run game, man, if you're getting paid that much, you have to be a force multiplier.
So are you going with the Marcellus Wallace Pulp Fiction theory?
Which is what?
Listen up, Butch. If you were going to be champion,
you
already happened right now.
Hey, I'm not saying that Dak could never win a championship. Truthfully, look, I'm not saying he could never win a championship. I'm saying my appetite for sitting and waiting for him to win a championship is done. I would rather move on. And if Dak goes someplace and wins a Super Bowl, hats off to him. But I'm not going to have any regrets because I've had a 10-year run with him. If it was going to happen, it should have happened.
Now, I would say John Elway was drafted in 83, right?
Yep.
He didn't win a championship until 97, 98.
Okay. So here's my question. You're going to compare John Elway to Dak Prescott.
I mean,
bruh.
I wouldn't say completely, but he didn't win a championship until then.
If Dak Prescott was a John Elway type talent, okay. Because when I saw John Elway And now he was AFC, so I didn't really pay as much attention when I was younger. But when he lost game, it wasn't him being the culpable. It wasn't necessarily him being culpable of why they lost. Now, I can't blame Dak for some of the defense that he's had to try to play around. But when forced to when your defense has an off game and you got to play score for score, he plays, they score, and then I throw a pick and let them score. And
there's been some games he's put up 30, 40 points.
Yeah.
That he's been hot.
But you got
I see your point. But
you got
for
to be
me,
careful though, because Dak he's one of the masters of putting empty calorie stats up. Right. If you didn't watch the game in context and you just saw his stats at the end of the game, you're like, yo, he threw for 360. He threw for 3 touchdowns and only 1 interception. Well, that one interception was a pick 6, and 200 of those yards, 260 of those yards came after the game was already over.
So, in that context, I'll throw out another name.
Okay.
Now, Matthew Pat Stafford, he was notorious for putting up great numbers in Detroit when his teams were down by 20, 28 points. And teams had gone to prevent defenses. And he will come out with a 300-yard performance, 3 touchdowns. But the game had already been out of hand.
But what happened?
He went to the Rams and then won the championship.
He had to leave where he was in order to win that chip.
Yeah.
So if Dak does that and he goes someplace else to win it and wins a chip, cool. But like for me, I would have been trying to trade him to the Jets or something like that. Because I know I'm going to get a high round pick.
All right. Well, staying in Ohio, here are the other names that are Hall of Famers this year. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, and Adam Vinatieri. Can you just going back to the top of Drew Brees? What can you say about Drew Brees?
You know what? And let me put my personal feelings about Drew Brees behind me. I will say that out of this list, he's probably the most unlikely person, because I was actually watching the game when he was in San Diego and I saw his shoulder get like rolled up, and I'm like, I don't know if this dude will ever be able to throw the football again. And then he leaves and he goes to the Saints, and the Saints are a hard up franchise at that point. Like they don't know how to. They were terrible. And then, what you say?
I said, besides the Bobby Abear years, I mean, they were really terrible organization.
They were the Aints. That's what we called them. We called them the Aints.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to come back from that injury and have the type of career and success that he had, and to kind of cultivate the return of that area, you know, after the monsoon
Hurricane
came in. I want to call it monsoon, but when Hurricane Katrina came in, and how that franchise kind of brought that whole community together, and he kind of, I feel like he helped galvanize that. It was the perfect timing for something like that to take place. So, you know, I can't take anything away from him. I think it's fantastic. And it's not like he's some big 6'4" guy. I mean, what is he, like 6'1", 6'2"?
They lied by his height. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at him and looking at other players, you could tell he wasn't 6 foot.
Exactly.
Maybe he was 5'11".
So, you know, coming from he went to Purdue, didn't he?
Purdue, yes.
Yeah, I call it Purdue.
Yeah.
And you know, seeing what he did in San Diego, seeing his shoulder, you know, hats off to him for actually having a Hall of Fame career. But I think the bigger thing is what he did to kind of bring the city and the area of New Orleans back after Hurricane Katrina.
Now, I feel sorry about these next two because man, they were really special.
Which ones?
And
Who'd you have second?
Larry and Luke.
So, why do you feel why do you feel sorry for Larry and Luke?
Because if they would have gotten help, they would have won Super Bowls.
Well,
they would have won Super Bowls.
Not
Like,
every Hall of Famer is going to win a Super Bowl, right?
I know. I mean,
And-
I'm just saying because
They got
they
there.
actually played in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm
They got
saying.
there.
They
Yeah.
played in the Super Bowl. Usually, sometimes you're that much better than everybody else, and you're great, and your team maybe makes the playoff once out of 12 seasons.
Yep.
Then okay, you understand that it's just you're not gonna be a champion.
Right.
But to be as close as they were,
Yeah,
in the playoffs almost every year,
yeah.
and then just not have that. Right component, and you get Kurt Warner when he was, a little bit past his prime, but
Yeah. Hey,
still,
balled
he was
out
still
for them. Balled out.
Yes.
Look, and it took two remarkable plays for them to lose that Super Bowl. The first one is the interception return for a touchdown right before halftime, which still I don't know how he didn't get tackled like 15,000 times. And then the last one was the touchdown pass.
Antonio Holmes.
Because as soon as he threw it, there was three people around him. And I'm like, that's a pick. And it was probably put the only place where he could get it, and Antonio Holmes could make that play. So those two plays right there, two remarkable plays that everyone who watched that Super Bowl remembers those, are the only reason that Larry Fitzgerald didn't win the chip. And then for Luke,
I was going to say the way Fitzgerald played in that Super Bowl, he could have been the MVP on the losing team.
got a losing team.
I mean, people don't remember he was that dude.
Yeah, but look, he had what's his name on the other side too? Guy from Florida State.
Roll.
No. Cardinals receivers.
You're talking about the other receiver? He had Anquan
Bolden.
Yeah.
Right. So they had two legit one receivers at the same time. So
and then Edgerrin James in the backfield
right.
after he left. After he left
Colt. Yeah, he was a little bit washed up then. But and then now Luke Kuechly. And I've heard many people say that have played with him. It's one of the smartest players they've ever been around. And I keep remembering because I saw Thomas Davis on the pivot probably, 6 months ago or so. And he talked about because he had knee injuries, but he talked about I always thought Thomas Davis was a better quarterback or a better linebacker. And I think it was more because he made flashier plays. But when I hear him talk about Luke Kuechly and how he was literally a quarterback at linebacker position where he knew what the other team was running all the time. And he could call it out. And Thomas said he owed a lot of his success to one, studying with Luke, but two, Luke directing to make sure that people were able to make plays, because Luke Kuechly to me was never the biggest person, but I don't remember him missing many tackles. And there's everyone that's played with him has said how great of a player he was. So,
and I feel sorry for him because when they were at their peak, they had Jake Delhomme. Jake Delhomme.
Yeah, but hold on.
Quarterback. They won the Super Bowl with them, and they lost to the Patriots.
32-29 to the Pats, right? It was close.
Yes.
It was close. Wasn't Luke was still there when Cam got him to the Super Bowl? Wasn't he?
Yes, he was there for that too. So it was like, you know what? You were close, and you had opportunities, and he played the best that he could, but he just couldn't get over the hump.
Nope.
But we know who did get over the hump and that's Adam Vinatieri.
He was the reason why these teams got over the hump. I mean,
And,
if
and,
there's
and
ever
made Tom Brady a legend.
he did. He made the Patriots and Tom Brady a legend. I mean, Captain Clutch right there. That dude, let me go out on the field, and that's 3 points, and that's the win.
Think about it. They talked about the tuck rule and how it changed everything. But if he doesn't make that kick in the snow to tie it, to make it to go in overtime, who knows how things change?
Right. Because you still got to make that kick in terrible conditions. And they said it hadn't even started snowing before the game, and I think most of the snow started at halftime and afterward.
Yeah.
So, if you're a kicker, and I've been kicking the cold weather, blah blah, no big deal. And the first half, when I'm doing most of my kicks, there's no snow on the ground or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, Roger Craig, we talked a little bit about him. My feelings about Roger Craig, he changed what running back it meant to be a running back. Not just, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, bury it. No, guess what? We're going to put you in the passing game. You're going to block. You're going to do all that dirty work. And, he was a fullback, and then he changed him to running back. Him and Rathman play so well together off each other.
Yep.
The stories about him giving Rathman piggybacks after practices because Rathman was doing all the dirty work. And
all the dirty work.
All the credit.
Yeah.
So he was just a part of that hard 80s Bill Walsh teams that when everybody thought the 49ers were soft, him and Rathman let them know that, hey, we're tough.
See,
we're tough when it comes to it.
That was the blueprint because a decade later, they had Ricky Waters and William Floyd. They had the same dynamic duo in the backfield that was a problem to deal with. When you guys got Ricky Waters from Philly, and I knew William Floyd, and I'm like, dang, that's a backfield right there. They can run, they can both run, they can both catch. And William Floyd, hey, you put whatever linebacker you want, they're gonna get up out the way. But that was the blueprint. Let's talk about some of the snubs though. Right? The biggest snub, Hall of Fame wise, Bill Belichick. Now, wait, is he not the greatest NFL coach of all time?
No, we call him Bill Belichick around here.
You call him Bill Belichick?
To me,
see, all right. You got 6 Super Bowl wins. You got over 300 career wins, 31 playoff wins. Look, if Tom Brady gets a pass for all the cheating and stuff that they did, then Bill Belichick deserves the same pass for all the cheating. Because if you look back at the Super Bowl winning teams, especially in the Super Bowl, it was the defense that won those games. It wasn't the offense.
Because they were cheating. Because they were filming the walkthroughs.
Yep.
So of course the defense was looking great and picking off Peyton Manning because they knew what was coming because they had filmed the walkthroughs.
Yep. And that's how they beat the Rams, the greatest show on turf, because they let them go from 20 to 20. And then when they got in that red zone, couldn't do anything because they knew. I get it.
So to me, he's a Hall of Famer, but they kept him out. Basically, hey, we recognized that you had some stuff going on, so we're going to put you in the next year, but not the first.
But let me ask you this though: wasn't Vinatieri on those teams?
Yes, but he had nothing to do.
He had nothing to do with it. He didn't know.
He had nothing to do with filming anything. He did his job and he kicked the balls.
Okay.
It's not like he deflated balls.
Okay.
It's not like he filmed anybody. He came in there
Tom
and he
Brady
was
didn't deflate balls. He had somebody else do it for him.
well, guess what? And we call that, what's that? Accessory to the after the fact.
So I still think I get it. He had Spygate and Deflategate, but he's arguably the greatest NFL coach of all time. So yeah, okay, if you want to penalize him 1 year, cool, but don't let that be a continual thing. Go ahead and get him in. I get it. If this is we're going to punish you for this, so you're not a first time ballot Hall of Famer, peace, but don't be stupid about it.
But people also look at it and say, okay, after X, Y, and Z, how did they do? And what did he do after Tom Brady left? And he was just he was average to good. And we have a sample size of what he did in Cleveland too. So
he was bad in Cleveland, but he was a great defensive coordinator for the Giants. So his first coaching carousel, not good. Didn't go well, right? But when he got another opportunity in New England, I would say that Bill Belichick was a little bit ahead of his time because he would take a player who was in their prime and trade them. And everyone's like, what is he doing? And that player would play at that level for one more season, and then they fall off the map. And I was like, man, he knows. So, okay. But I don't want to get into it with him. I don't mind them. Because of these things, we're going to hit you for 1 year. Fine. But let's not come back next year and him not being there, because he's arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time. So
yeah, they're not going to Pete Rose him. I mean, but you know,
don't Terrell Owens them though.
I would have more problem with Bill Belichick than T.O. because T.O. didn't do anything. He didn't cheat.
No, I get it, but
so
wait.
And they don't want to put him in like Bill Walsh category and Vince Lombardi.
Here's my problem. You can't, out of one hand, say we're going to penalize you for not because of the stuff that you did. But the NFL basically said, well, y'all did a little something, so we're just going to fine you. But they didn't want to sit there and make a big deal of it.
That's not the NFL. So there's two entities. The ones who vote for Hall of Fame are not the same people who actually come down with fines and stuff like that. There's two entities. And it's the writers who know more than what we know.
But the writers, that's not.
They know more. They don't know more than what we know.
But it's not because of that. It's because he was always a JA to the writers. Because he was always.
Yeah.
That, I mean, seriously, he was never welcoming to the media. So let me ask you about the next person and your thoughts. Eli Manning.
He is not a Hall of Famer in my eyes.
Okay, I agree with you. I think he's one of the most, and those playoff runs, he played clutch football. But I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
But here's a caveat to that. Joe Namath, Eli Manning, and Terry Bradshaw are on par with each other. Yes. If you look at their numbers.
Different eras, though. Different eras, but still, even with Joe Namath, he threw more interceptions than touchdowns. I don't care what era you're in. Well, but just because they liked him. But yeah, they liked him. But like, what Super Bowl was that he won? Super Bowl III. Yeah. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks and a lot of remarkable seasons since Super Bowl III. All I'm saying is, relatively speaking, if you go back, there's some players that are probably in the Hall of Fame right now where we're like, they should have never been there in the first place. So can I say another thing about Super Bowl III? Yeah.
Was the score 42-10 in that
Nah.
Super Bowl?
Nah.
No, it was 16-7.
Yes.
It wasn't like this guy threw for 400 yards against that team.
Hey, I don't know what to say.
That's the one thing that's crazy. It wasn't like this guy was like, oh my goodness, he just like threw it around. No,
Broadway Joe, though.
that's what I'm saying. It was the hype, and he was a product of they liked him. They thought he was Joe Cool, the original Joe Cool.
Absolutely.
And so they put somebody cool in the Hall of Fame that probably didn't deserve it.
Yep. But hindsight's 2020, right? So let me
They
ask
can't
you.
take him out. They can't take him out.
No,
So,
they can't.
they can't take him out.
So let me ask you next person. Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
I think he will be one. I guess we're gonna see.
Yeah.
Like, I look at some of these and I know everyone can't get in, but I'm almost with what Dion says. There needs to be a Hall of Fame and a Hall of Game because some of these players should not be getting in on the strength of what they did because they're not, relatively speaking, they're not what these other players are.
To me, it should be the best of the best. And was Eli Manning the best of the best? No, he was never the best of the best.
Nope, never was.
Never the best of the best.
So here's some other players that missed out. Reggie Wayne.
He wasn't the best on his team. No.
Reggie Wayne was the best on his team.
Marvin Harrison was the best on his team.
Yeah, but Reggie Wayne was because Marvin didn't say that the whole time. So let me ask you this then. All right, so then you're going to feel the same way about Torrey Holt then.
I think Torrey Holt was better than Isaac Bruce.
Because he got snubbed too, but Isaac Bruce was the one, Torrey Holt was the two. Frank Gore.
Frank Gore deserves to be in.
So now I'm kind of like, I'm looking at some of the names.
He's 3 on the all-time rushing list, believe it or not.
I know, because he's been in the league forever, which is amazing considering all the knee injuries he had in college.
Yes.
So, yeah, just some names. And then I haven't even looked to see who's going to be eligible for next year, but we'll talk about the snubs then, I guess.
Yes. So next week, we'll talk a little bit more about Raising Canaan. Who else Canaan took out next week?
Hey, yeah, but we ain't talked about LeBron yet.
You know what? We didn't talk about
We
LeBron.
ain't talked about LeBron yet. We got to talk about that one.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
The Philly Shuffle. Now, once upon a time, the fish who stole what? There was a movie with Dr. J called The Fish That Stole Something. I forgot what it was in the 70s.
I don't know.
Well, as a matter of fact, it might have been the early 80s, but it was the fish that stole something. And Dr. J actually played in this movie. And 76ers won a championship. They beat the Lakers. And to this day, they've only won one championship. Can LeBron be the fish that stole Pittsburgh? That's what it was. It was the fish that stole Pittsburgh. Look it up. Look up the trailer, and you can see Dr. J played in this obscure, crazy movie back in the day. But so I have this is a team. This is probably the best team for him to try to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
They have shooters, but can they stay out of sick bay? And that's the problem. Can they stay on the court?
Yeah. The way that I look at it right now, I think they're going to be fine because I think Embiid's going to have to take a step back. I think teams are going to, I think with LeBron there right now, and LeBron's going to run the point. Like anyone who thinks otherwise is fooling themselves. LeBron is going to run the point. Embiid, we don't need you to do all this work during the regular season. Now, I think this is going to be old school, probably old school Lakers, old school Bulls, where, the Bulls used to get like Bill Cartwright some touches early in the game and stuff, and Bill Winnington and those guys. And then like when Magic would get Kareem, we're going to get you some early touches in the game just so that I'm keeping you involved in the game and you're feeling, halfway decent about yourself. But after the first quarter, and maybe all the way through halftime, after that, no, we playing to win. And now I need you to still be game because I may need you in the fourth quarter. But the amount of touches that Embiid's going to get, he's the one I think is going to suffer the most. Because he's 32, but he seems like a broke down 32 years old. I can't rely on him. I can't rely on him to be that guy. I can't rely on him to be steady and consistent. Everybody else, younger and more available. So, when I look at that team and I'm looking at Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Maxey, I think Caldwell Pope was a great signing. But they have VJ Edgecombe, who I'm interested to see how he plays and how he fits in with all this. I think Embiid is the one from a statistics perspective, but I also think from a minutes perspective suffers the most. But I think it's a good thing. The less minutes you play during the regular season, hopefully the more available you are in the postseason when we really need you, big guy. Let me see. And look, and Anthony Simons, see what he does there. But yeah, I think this is I think him going there clearly shows that he's trying to win a championship. He doesn't want to have time. He doesn't want to waste time with building because he probably has 1 or 2 seasons left. So why do I want to waste time in building something? Because this is literally tomorrow's not promised. I think he goes in. I think if he wins this year, he steps away, which Adam Silver would hate because Adam Silver is going to want to be able to tour LeBron around the league and every away team to be able to do their send off.
I disagree with that.
Well, but if you disagree,
if he wins a 5th championship,
yep.
This year, he's going for number 6.
I just like maybe. I can see that perspective.
And the fact that is that team is still kind of young. It's still a young team. It's not super old, except for Embiid. With Miles on his knees, he's old, but the rest of the guys no.
I would sit there and be trying. Is there
Jaylen Brown? How
young?
Jaylen Brown is still young. Jaylen Brown is still young.
He's 29. Yep.
Maxey's still young.
Yep.
And they still have that rookie or the
21. Yeah. So they have a young team, which again, they got Caleb Love too. So they have some players on their team. And we talked about this before. I think this is going to really come down to how LeBron and Jaylen Brown can coexist. Because now that Brown's gone, and I know a lot of executives have, and a lot of the media have poured scoring on Jaylen Brown. Now Tatum has come out and basically said probably the worst thing that I've heard him say about Brown. Just that he said something to the effect of he gets tired of someone always thinking they're the smartest person in the room and always feeling the need to tell somebody that they're the smartest person in the room. And don't get me wrong, by all accounts, Jaylen Brown is a brilliant person. So he probably legitimately is the smartest person in the room. But it's the second part. Always telling people and always making sure that everyone around you knows that you're the smartest person in the room. Well, you may be, but from a basketball perspective, you can't say that you're smarter than LeBron, right? So if Jaylen Brown is willing to be open-minded and understand that the wealth of knowledge that LeBron has and how LeBron has been able to successfully lead teams, because his teammates will sit there and say he's a great teammate. Like, he will sit there and teach and teach and teach and teach. I was what's his name? Lamont Shumpert. Shump was talking about the difference between Carmelo and LeBron. And Carmelo would be like, man, this dude's never going to be able to do this. So Carmelo would sit there and say, I got to score 5 more points in order in order to make up for this person's deficiency. He's like, no, LeBron wasn't like that. LeBron's going to sit there and coach you and coach you and coach you. And so much so that LeBron would say, hey, I'm going to do this pass behind my back. You are supposed to be in this spot. If you're not in the spot, I'm throwing it anyway. And it's going to be a turnover out of bounds and it's going to be your fault. But you need to be here. If this happens, it's this. If this happens, it's that. But I'm going to work with you and coach you and coach you and coach you until he loses faith that he can't, that you're not going to get it. Then you're on the bench or you're on another team. But he's going to work with you and not try to force everything himself, especially at this point in his career. But he's got that jubilant behavior. Like, he's got I would say, more of a bubbly personality where he likes to joke. He likes to kid, which is probably more inviting for players, even at this point of his career. I think that's better for team camaraderie. And especially since now he's not the dominant player that he's always been, right? He's always been 1 or 2 in the league. Now he's top 25 player in the league, right? You can't demand things like you can when you are that one. Well, now you're just 1 of 25. You can't demand that as harshly as you did when you were that one. But he's never been that person. So for me, I think that's going to go and work well. Like, him and Tyrese Maxey are already working out together. They're both clutch clients. But how's Jaylen Brown going to take to it? Because his favorite season was last season, where he didn't have to share the rock with Tatum, where he could just sit there and pound the air out of the ball until he was ready to take a shot. But you got other players around you, talented players. Do you want to play to satisfy you, or do you want to play to win a chip? So I think those two are going to determine, their relationship is going to determine how that team goes moving forward.
Yep. Okay. It's going to be a very interesting season. You know what? Football's back, and basketball is right around the corner.
Yep. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good. I mean, look, I already got preseason in soccer starting. We got football back. We got basketball not too far away. Yeah, we've survived. How about that? We've survived.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're about to get right back into things, and things are, there's going to be so many things going on, so many different things for us to talk about and discuss. But I'm really interested to see how that Philly team works. Like, I'm really interested to see how that Philly team works. And then if it doesn't work, what do? If LeBron and Jaylen can't coexist, what happens?
Yeah. I definitely can see something going to happen. Maybe they move LeBron, who knows? But all right, we are out of time for this week. Thank you for stopping by. Again, any veteran-owned business that want to put their out here on our platform and use it, then get a hold of us at the Long Distance Playbook. I said replay. The Long Distance Playbook, and you can go ahead and email us or get a hold of us individually, and we will put that out there for you. Until next time, we'll see you next week.
Wait. Special shout out to our guest today.
Yes. Thank you, E. Robertson of the Air Force and their championship run. Thank you for stopping by and giving us a little bit about her flag football journey and their championship victory over the Army. All right. Take us out, Jeff.